Hello, who's here? Going live for half hour, an hour or so. See who's about, see what's happening, where you're from, what's your questions, what's everybody doing on this bonfire night, what you're shooting, and what's the story. It's a bit of a surprise live appearance. Just had some fireworks and that with the kids and what you do on bonfire night and that. So thought I'd go live, see if there's any questions. We'll have half hour or so. So we've just been with the kids for bonfire night, doing a bit of this, that, the other. Grabbed a McDonald's on the way home, and I've got a spare bit of time, so I thought I'd go live. See who that is coming in my office. Let me just shut this door. Sorry, 2 seconds. Can you shut this door, please? Don't know if it was the dog or me little. If it was me little, then he could come and say hello. Right. Archie Styles, hello buddy. John Pelfrey, good morning Cocker Spaniel face. Dave Williams, hello. So what's everybody up to? Northeast Fisherman, how's it going fella? Darren Cribbins, how you doing sir? Hope you're alright. Is your shoot still on next year, Darren? That Hunters thing? Or is COVID going to kill that one as well? Is that still going ahead? Or I suppose you can't say, nobody knows, do they? So where's everybody from? What you doing? Skip man! Hope you're doing well, mate. The man, the legend, the myth, Skip man himself. Adam VS says hello, John. Jans Thompson, are you, John? Not long now, mate. I know we're out of lockdown Monday. Monday morning at the crack of dawn, we're off to the lake. I've got a busy week's work next week, so all as I can do at the lake. We're going on the pleasure lake. We are float fishing, worms and pellets and stuff. Because I ain't got the time to do a couple of nights. I could probably do a day on the carp lake, but you need more than a day, if you know what I mean. It could take you a day to find them on that lake. So we're going to go on the pleasure lake, which has still got some good fishing, like 15-20 pounders. Some big perch up to 4 or 5 pound and other stuff and that. So that's where we're going Monday, from first light till last dark. And then the weekend after, I'll probably go and have a weekend there in my caravan and fish a couple of nights or something. Right then, we got everybody online. Darcy Salmons, how are you doing? Darren Cribben says all being well. I hope it's on, buddy. I really hope the shoot's on. Danny Wignall, yo yo. Jade Finnett says hope you well. Happy birthday to Luke Joyce. Practicing shooting down the hallway. I've done that before. Before I moved to where I am now, I had a flat. Probably about 3 or 4 miles. No, it wasn't the house before this. It was the house before, if you know what I mean, 2 houses ago. I had a long hallway. I think it was about 14-15 metre, the hallway. And I had a catch box down the side. I always used to shoot in. I missed it a few times as well and put some chips in the wall. There's nothing wrong with shooting in the hallway. Nothing at all. We've all done it. Reece Stevens says, hello. How are you doing, my buddy? Hunting and Fishing UK. Just ordered some bands. Can't wait to use them. No problem, sir. Dennis Hilton from Essex, how you doing? Darren Grimman says you got a razor. Why to get rid of that? Well, the thing is, Darren, if I shave it smooth, yeah, you see the little fat bits there and the little fat bits around there. So if I keep a bit of this on, it sort of hides the shadow of the fat bit. Can you see it? Look, see the line? Sort of hides the chubby cheeks. SB Footballer says sorry. I don't know what for, but if you're sorry, you're sorry. Lawson Richards says good evening. Reece Stevenson, hi. Big Bazza 30, how you doing, buddy? Long time no see, hope you're good. Skipman says how are you shooting? Just normal, Skipman. I ain't been overly shooting, but I've been going out every couple of days, as you've probably seen now. I've got a push bike, which I'm trying to get rid of some of these man boobs and the old gut off. Says that as he's drinking a McDonald's drink. But yeah, I've been shooting well, to be fair. Probably been shooting more lately than I ever do. I don't shoot that much anyway, apart from the shoots and that, but I have been putting a little bit more in on the bike, a few shots here, a few shots there, bagging a bit of this and that, hitting a few targets and whatnot. So yeah, I've been doing a bit, shooting normal. I wouldn't say how many better, I wouldn't say how many worse, just shooting how I shoot sort of thing. Brian Correa, hi from Texas. How are you doing, buddy? Any results on your what is it? Your what would you call it over there? Your presidency, the vote. How is it going? Who do you think's going to win? What's it like over there? Stephen Philip Smith. Just tried having a couple of shots in the dark. It's not happening. That's a valid point. Oh, nearly lost you then. It's a valid point. In the dark, it's totally different. It's hard to judge your bearings. It's hard to look down the lines and sight properly. And the main thing about what I find about shooting in the dark is judging the distance for the elevation when your shot drops off, because it's harder to judge in the dark. I suppose you've got a light target in a dark surrounding. You can't judge exactly whether it's 10, 15 or 20 metre. And what I do a lot of the time is I think the target is closer than it is. And in the dark, I often shoot that much above the target. It's just what I've always done in the dark, but you get used to it. You get used to it. Right, the questions are coming in, so let's see what we got. Big Baz, I hope you're all good with your sound. Thank you very much. Hello, John. When are you next going shooting, as I haven't seen one in ages? As in, what do you mean, as in a tournament or out on the mooch? I'm always out on the mooch and do what I do. I just don't post a lot of my shooting and kill shots, and I like to keep them a little bit, you know, on the lower side. Northern Michigan Outdoor Adventures says, hi, John. Missed these live streams. Don't know why YouTube just blocking them. It's the first I've heard about YouTube blocking my live streams. We always get hundreds of people on. They get thousands of views after the live stream. I've never once had anyone say that I've been blocked. So probably that could be an issue your end, maybe. SB Footballers, what do you cut your band straps? What do you cut your band straps? You mean the bits that tie around the band? I ain't got none to hand. Probably about 10mm wide and about, I don't know, 5-6 inch long. Are you doing the new PPMG Plus in wood? Biggin from Wigan says no, because I'll tell you exactly why. The PPMG Plus took, well, it's, as you've probably seen in my other videos, it's evolutionized, or it's been in evolution for pretty much a decade. And when we got it to where it was, I done proto after proto after proto until I got it right. And I'm pretty certain now if I brought it out in wood, I couldn't get everyone the same. There's just, you know, the prototype, what we had for the master pattern and got cast, it had so much time and so much effort go into that design. You know, there was 20 designs that were scrapped and messed up just to get to that one. So for me to bring it out in wood, even though I designed it and I know every curve and inch on it, I don't think I can get everyone exactly the same. That is exactly why I won't bring it out in wood. Don't get me wrong, I could bring it out and get it 80-90% correct every time, and to the customer yourselves, you probably wouldn't even know the difference, but I would. So that's why it's cast all from the same pattern, so everyone is exactly the same, because that's just the way I want it. Right, the questions are coming in. Here we go. Dylan Harris says, how would you cut your bands if you don't have one of those band cutting mats? I have a roller cutter and band material, and I have made 2 sets using a cutting board, but it was hard. The short story to that is you really do need a cutting mat. The pennies, you can go on eBay, get yourself an A4 cutting mat, a self-healing mat for probably £2 or £3 delivered. There is nothing to them, and not only will you cut your bands better, the blade on your rotary cutter, this bit here, the blade on your rotary cutter, because the self-healing mat is made up of this. I've got everything to hand. It's like I knew this question was coming. But when that goes in now, it's a self-healing mat and it's soft, so it opens up and it closes. And that's what a self-healing mat is, and it'll protect your blade. Otherwise, if you start using other stuff like wood or boards or anything, you can start taking little chips out the blade. And then when you try and cut your band, you try and pull your band apart, you'll be left with like a little stringy bit here and there, and it'll come away as normal, and it won't look like it's causing any problems. But what it will do, if you look super close, and I mean like hold it up close or put a magnifying glass on, you will see a little nick in it or something where it hasn't cut, and that will be where your band fails. So in my opinion, there's no quick way, there's no easy way, there's no cutting corners. You need a bit of cutting mat and a sharp blade, and do it that way, and you know you'll benefit from it. Your bands will be better, your blade will last longer, and it will be easier. You know, for the sake of what's a rotary cutter, £4 or £5 on eBay. What's a cutting mat? £2 or £3. Get yourself The safety ruler's essential because I've got the grooving. You put your finger in the groove. When you cut down there, obviously you can still slip. You know, it's still possible, but you've got to come up and over so it's safe. Loads of questions coming through. I didn't think we'd had this many because it was a surprise live stream. Mike P. Hey John, greetings from Minnesota. It's all happening your way the last day or two, innit, buddy? I hope you're well anyway. I hope everybody's good. Adam versus, do you think you would become very rich in your early days of making slingshots? I don't know what that's supposed to be. Wouldn't everybody love to be rich? Ree Stevens says, what do you think about shooting nuts and bolts? Bolts are a no-no because obviously you've got a long bit and then the actual head of the bolt on the end. So when you shoot them, they're going to go all over the place. A lot of people used to shoot nuts. And that some people used to fill the nuts with melted lead as well. Some of the old school shooters will know. Good for close range on hares, rabbits, roosting pheasants and all that stuff. Not that I'm encouraging that, but I'm just saying what it's good for. But you will lose accuracy over a certain distance. But close range with big hex nuts on their own or even filled with lead will do exactly what it says on the tin. It will drop the game. So many comments again. We've already been on here 11 minutes. Let's have a look where we are. Mark Finch, how are you doing, buddy? Hi John, got one of your chunky Milbro Mark IIIs. Enjoying shooting it with big bands and ammo. Great fun, mate. Yeah, the Mark III was originally designed as a hunter catapult. Was made for the wide bands and the big stuff, and it's just a simple over the top whacker, and it will do it. Brian Correa says, will pecan make a good fork? I've never heard of pecan. I'm guessing that's a wood, because you're saying will it make a good fork? Maybe. I've never heard of pecan wood where I'm from here. Maybe it's from some part in the world where you are. Can you express a bit more on that? Let us know what it is. Is it a type of wood or a tree? Because I've never heard of pecan wood. Skipman, in a bit, mate. Catch up soon. Tell the kids. Kiss, kiss. Will do, Skipman. Hope you well. Tell Lisa the same, and hope everybody's well your way. And little Chester is a little legend, isn't he? Hope you're all good. Big Un from Wigan says, my missus only ever lets me shoot in the dark. I don't know what to think about that. It's got a double meaning, that one. I'll keep away from that. Big Bazza 30 says, received the 5 double TTF Ferroband setup, shooting 9.5mm down the range. Rapid. Lovely pouches and great price. Thank you, John. You are most certainly welcome. Cody Gore says, Whidbey Island were checking in. How you doing, pal? Salty Devil says, hi there, Gamekeeper John. I got into catties a few years ago after finding one of your vids. I had no idea the power and accuracy that were in flat band catties. Thank you for all your work you do in the Catapult community. You are most certainly welcome. Danny Wignall had my PP. God, I swear this writing's getting smaller on YouTube. You'll see me up against it like that in a minute. Or I'm getting older, I'm training. Danny Wiggle says, had my PPMG in alley number 1783. That will be the original PPMG. Absolutely love it. It's quality, and dropped a few pigeons of it. I'm thinking about the PPMG Plus. You definitely won't go wrong with it. My son is 6 and shoots an Alien PPMG. A kid size would be good. The thing about the kid size, we do kids. I'll probably make kid size and scaled down ones in the wood, but for a more of a commercial casting and product out there point of view, like the aluminium ones, we can only really do them in the adult, as the kids ones would be a small seller. It wouldn't be worth the effort. It's not that we don't cater for them, because my personal wooden catapults and my multiplex, I scale stuff down for kids every day, every week, pretty much. We're constantly making customs. It's just not feasible in the aluminium side of things, if you know what I mean. But if you need something scaled down for a child, It will all be done free of charge, no extra cost, and we'll fit whatever band you want. Just get in touch with me and we will happily do it. Foxy Slingshot says, I adapted the PPSG into OTT and I love it. If it's working for you, buddy, it's working for you. Rob Strong says, how you done that, Johnny? Don't know what's that, what means by that. Darren Gibbons, it's called Lockdown. Dylan Harris, thanks for the answer. You Malcolm, Melanie White, big up the PPMG Plus, big up the PPMG Plus. The English icon, well, the UK icon. Greetings from Russia. Pecan is a nutwood. I didn't know that. I've never heard of the pecan wood. Biggin from Wigan. Have you ever reviewed any of West Yorkshire Catapult slingshots? And what do you reckon to them? I know Glenn myself. He's a good lad like you. And fought on his cat. Is the quality, to be fair. He makes a good thing. He even makes a few of my designs. He never even asked to make them either, so that's my thoughts on it. But no, I'll get on with Glenn. I do get on with Glenn. I ain't spoke to him for a while, but Glenn's all right. He makes a good frame. You know, I can't knock him. But he does do my designs and copy them without my permission as well. Glenn. Brian Correa. It's a tree that makes a pecan nut, and it's hardwood, but is easy to find in Texas. That would be exactly why I haven't heard of that pecan wood. That's from Texas in the USA, and I'm pretty much I ain't the other side of the world, but I'm a good way around the world, so yeah, that's why I haven't heard of it. Be interesting to see what it's like. Is there any good grain to it? Is it a dark wood? Is it hearty? Has it got resin in it? Does it got like the rings, and what's it like? I'll be checking that after this video, to be honest. Exiaka Apiana says hello from Belarus. Kevlar Slingshot, any trick shot videos coming in the near future? Never. I don't plan on any. Every time I go out for a mooch, I do a few shots, which I should really record and put on. But what is a trick shot? We've done most of them, lighting a match, shooting through a CD, cutting playing cards, stupidly small targets from distances, shooting grains of rice, splitting a steel lead ball in half on a knife, shooting at it. There's not many more trick shots I can do. I could probably do them clearer and from a longer distance. But back when I used to do all my trick shots, go back to 2012, 13, 14 on my YouTube, like a long time ago, pretty much covered them all there. David Bogoini says, hi John, how's it going from Scotland? I'm very good, thank you very much. There's a lot of comments coming up on this live feed. I'm not sure what country they're from. I really cannot understand or pronounce them, so for that I apologise. If you could, edit them or put them in an English language, I'll happily answer them, but I couldn't even pronounce some of these things. I have no idea what they say, so I am sorry. Romain Cluet, hi from France, how you doing, buddy? What's a good taper for 8mm lead, either GZK.62 or BSB White .60? They will both be good for 8mm lead. See, 8mm lead's a small ammo. 8mm lead's roughly around the same size as a 9.5 steel, so I'm going to go around 25 to 20 taper would be good, give or take a bit each way. Brian Correa says, I shoot a hog with a slingshot bow because here in Texas they're a pest. Well, we can't do that here. In the UK, it's illegal for us to even shoot arrows out in public with a slingshot, never alone hunt with them. That's why I try and steer away from them, because it's just totally legal. I think the only thing you're allowed to do here in the UK is target practice on your own land where nobody else is. We can't go out in public with them with an arrow, and you definitely can't hunt with them. It's been illegal for decades and decades. There's no hunting with arrows in the UK, as far as I know, unless it's changed. So that's why I don't do a lot with them. Big Bazza says, hi John, what's the most powerful setup for the PPMG TTF? I'm using double Theraband 30 to 20. The simple answer to that, it depends how strong you are. If you're, is it Eddie Hearn, the world's strongest man? He could probably shoot 4 layers each side and pull it back like that and put it straight through the side of a brick wall. If you want the most power, it really depends how strong you are. But I will say, there's no point to be pulling back and going, you know, modern day elastics, flat bands, tapers, and the right setup. You know, it depends what you're shooting and what you want to achieve. You know, when you say most power, do you want most power to kill a certain type of game? If you can let me know that, then we can talk more on it. Bazinga says, all right, mate, Gamekeeper John, are you a gamekeeper for your job? Right, let's get this straight. I'm not a gamekeeper. I'm probably somebody that the gamekeepers hate. I've even been caught up with them a couple of times doing stuff I shouldn't. I wasn't originally supposed to be called Gamekeeper John. In fact, I never called myself Gamekeeper John. I'll tell you how the story started. When I first started making my early board catapults, I wanted a name, sort of like a business name or a brand. I was like, oh, what can I do? What can I call it? And it was originally going to be called Game Killer, not Gamekeeper, Game Killer, because it kills games. So I went with that, and literally I posted it on, what was it, a forum or something, and everybody was like, oh, that sounds good, Gamekeeper, Gamekeeper, and even though it said Game Killer, and that's where it come from, and I was like, you know what, Gamekeeper Catapults is alright, it keeps the game, so I was like, we'll go with it. And when I was back on the old Slingshot forum, many years ago, Jesus, probably 10 years ago, if not more, all the American guys at the time, which welcomed me into the sport and got me into it, because Catapults was unknown here in the UK pretty much then. It was like probably 90% USA based, the forum I was on, before any groups or forums got set up over here in the UK. I was on there with the likes of Day Acre, Blue Skiing, Bill Hayes, you know, all the old school lot, which, you know, I don't think you hear about them anymore. But anyway, they all started calling me Gamekeeper John, or GKJ, because Game Killer went to Gamekeeper, because that's what they thought it was. And I was like, that's John from Gamekeeper, Gamekeeper John, GKJ. And that was like 10 years ago, and since then everybody's called me Gamekeeper John. It was not a name that I gave myself. It was not a name that was intended, but that's where it's from, and sometimes you just gotta stick with things, haven't you? So yeah, I'm Gamekeeper John for wanting to bring some catapults out called Game Killer Catapults, and that's where that was from. Right, we got a lot of comments. No. Right, we'll get through them. Bear with me a second, I'm just trying to find out where I was. Bear with me. Darren Gibbon, it's good to see you, mate. Catch you in a bit. All being well next year and have a drink. Yes, certainly, Darren Gibbons. Hopefully they can, Grimberg, sorry. Hopefully they can, well, hopefully you can get a shoot on. We can all meet up again. It's been a long year without them, hasn't it? Ty Avaitan says, do you use 9.5mm steel balls for hunting? That is all I use, and that is all I've used for a... Jesus. 5-6 years. I used to shoot the big leads, and then I soon realised that you can kill just as much with 9.5 steel, as long as you're accurate and it's travelling fast enough. In fact, my kill ratio actually went up with 9.5 steels because I was more accurate, and I wasn't using heavy bands, and like, just... Yeah. Big and from Wigan says, I'll tell Glenn when I see him to stop copying you, or you will start a league. Okay, so to be fair, I really don't mind anybody who copies my designs, to be fair. There's the, you know, everybody copies everybody, and I'm sure I've got stuff in my range which is like others or influenced or even copied from it. The thing is, it's when some stuff goes into like loads and loads of designs, and it's like blatantly an outright copy, and they haven't asked you, and they're selling it everywhere and undercutting you. It's like, well, you know, you gotta have a bit of gratitude, and you gotta have a bit of self-respect and a bit of about yourself. So I've got nothing against it. It happens, but you know, we'll leave it there. We'll leave it there. Danny Wignall says, can remember watching you back in the day shooting lighters in the woods. Keep it up. Good work, lad. Cheers, Danny, mate. Michael Tasker, let's go fishing. Evening, everyone. Michael Tasker is the person that I'm going with. You know, Mike's been in the videos. We're going Monday because we've been in lockdown for 17 days. Monday they're finally letting us go fishing. So we're going up to where my caravan is, and we're only in the pleasure lake. There's no real monsters, but there's mid doubles up to 20 pounders in there, and we are going to go and get some. There's big perch up to 4 or 5 pound. There's barbel and chub in this lake actually. There's big tension. We're going to go and float fish some worms and find some spots, which is another thing I've got into. Worms, wiggly worms, or what you lads over in the USA call them, night crawlers. Started a wormery, haven't I? Because I use worms for fishing, for all types of fishing. Even my carp fishing, I'll chop them up and spot them out on the spot if need be. So I've got a wormery in my garage now. I'm breeding worms. Yes, worms. That's it. I went and fed them today. Give them some lettuce and some carrots. Sad, I know, but yeah, I'm breeding worms. Nyamvan says, "Hello, I'm from Russia. You have a called Slingshot. Where to buy these? eBay shop, websites, Facebook page, email. We got suppliers that do me metal from Pro Shot. There's 5 or 6 different places you can buy our catapults. So it shouldn't be hard to find. Just use good old Google." Port Stour Bear says, "Love your vids, man." Thank you. Shooter Robert says, "Why do people slate Ferroban when in winter I've tapered, like you said, 30 to 25, and the other tapering for Ferroban for winter?" The thing is, there's like a hype on new bands, and a lot of people don't like Ferrobands. It was said before the last shoot, Ferroban this, Ferroban that, nobody shoots it, it won't win nothing, it's no good. I went to the last shoot and won the long distance with Ferroban, which is crap at long distance. I still hunt with Ferroban all the time and kill clean. I've been hunting and killing with Ferroban for a decade. I've won 97 trophies with Ferroban. Ferroban was the first flat band, and it's still out now. It stood the length of time, and it's still doing what every other band does. And it lasts a damn long time as well, and it's cheap, and it's easily accessible. So, if somebody comes out and says Ferroban's crap, I know absolutely beep all about Catapults, because it's been the flat band that's been out longer than anything, has killed more than anything, and won more titles than anything. So for anybody to say it's crap, I honestly don't know what they're on about. Yeah, there's bands out there that are faster, but it's far from crap. It outperforms pretty much 90% of other bands out there. So yeah, that's my opinion on it. And if you disagree, I'll show you exactly what it's done over the last decade. The proof's in the pudding what it's done. Yeah, that's my little rant on the anti-Ferroban people. Maybe they just don't want people to use it. Maybe they're jealous the amount of Ferroban I sell. Maybe they don't like what I've been winning with it and what I'm still doing with it over all the modern day bands. Maybe it is a bit old school. But it's still doing what it should do. Yeah, for the Ferroban haters. I'm only joking. Just looking at these comments, thinking which ones to read. So many messages. So many messages. "Hi up, John. Do you work your lurcher?" Jude Sykes says, "Yeah and no. She comes out and does a bit. I wouldn't say actually I'm flat out working or anything, so I'm not. That would be a lie. She's more of a pet that's a lapdog on the sofa with us all the time, but she knows exactly what to do when she's out, if you know what I mean. She does have a few. You should meet Zach Fowler. He's good, any Zachary Fowler. I watched all his vids. Parker Lewis, "I love your videos. I'm 13 and you inspired me to make a slingshot. How you doing, buddy? Hope it's a good one. Hope it's safe. And I hope you're hitting that target." Tasker says, "I think we should film something on Monday." I was thinking exactly the same myself, Tasker, on this fishing trip. Basically, we're fishing on Monday. We've been in a 17-day lockdown. The lake has not been fished for 17 days. Don't get me wrong, it's not a specimen carp lake. There's no monsters in there, but there's good fish. It's had a 17-day rest. We're going to try and get there first thing and get first on the lake. So we should have a good go. Should we film it or not? Should we do a filming video? If we can get 10 or 15 people to say, yeah, film it, we'll film it. Got a new camera and an old camera and whatever else. Argyle says, are there any of your cats you simply cannot shoot well? Forkets, etc. I can shoot over the top and TTF pretty much the same. I just favour TTF. I can shoot naturals as good as anything, hence why I've won a few natural comps. The thing that what I hate is pickle fork shooters, and I've got 2 pickle forks in my range. It's not that I can't shoot them, because if I put, I've put my time into it before and aimed them, and I can get, to a standard with them. It's just I think they're dangerous. So yeah, I've got a couple of pickle forks in my range, and I won't shoot them. Never mind if I'm good or not with them, I won't shoot them. Period. Done. Port Stowe Bear says, I call them worms. I think night callers is a Midwest old-timey term. And Portsmouth Bear, thanks for clearing that up. I watch all the American fishing stuff, all the fishing channels where I fish the old spillways and, in the little streams for the towns where the snakeheads are, and they all call worms night crawlers there. So that's the only reason I've got that. Right, where are we at? 30 minutes in. We'll go a bit more, aren't we? Still up for the mooch, not a Grange shed by us, ferals down by us. Is there any rats in Linnegores? Shooter Robert says. To be fair, when I first started to go into Linnegores, there was a damn load of rats. There was rats everywhere. But the last year or two, I've hardly seen. To be fair, I don't even think I've seen one. And I have been night fishing it and been there all the time. So I don't know if the rats have died off, moved on, if there's some other predator in, or I've simply got the pest control spot on. But I haven't seen one there for probably a year, to be fair. So yeah, which is a good thing, which is a very good thing. Scottish Titan, how you doing, buddy? Ty Havaitan, what do you think of butterfly style? I used to shoot butterfly style or semi-butterfly at least back in 2012-13. Used to do a lot with it. I don't think there's much need for it, but at the same time, there's not a need not to do it. If you're happy shooting that, you generate more speeds with a lighter draw, so go for it. Bob Doubleina says, we have to stay in. Grr. Have a great fish. Worms are brilliant, better than breeding maggots too. What can you shoot with 8mm steel? Exactly what you can shoot with any other ammo, buddy. It will kill exactly the same. That's what Reece Stevenson says. It's all about the speed of the bands. If you're using it, basically, it's common sense. If you're using bigger ammo, it can travel slower and still kill because of the blunt force and the trauma. Now, if you're using smaller ammo, 6, 7, 8mm ammo, you need a lot of speed to generate the penetration. Now, this is where the argument is, the balance in between. I think everybody can agree that, in between 8mm and 12mm, there's definitely no reason to go smaller. There's definitely no reason to go bigger. That's what I'm going to say, 8 to 12mm. Now, people argue 8mm's the best, 9.5's the best, 11mm lead's the best. Yeah, they'll all do the same job. It's what you prefer. And it depends what you're shooting as well. If you're shooting pigeons up the top of a tree at 30 metre all the time, pigeons have only got a paper fin skull, tiny little fin skull pigeons have got. You need something super fast and light that doesn't drop down. So an 8mm steel for that hunting scenario is absolutely perfect. You can pull back with no draw weight and you'll see it fly up. Now, if you were shooting heavy bands and a big 12mm lead shooting 30mm up, you're going to be and the lead's going to be dropping off. Whereas on the flip scale to that, if you're shooting rabbits and pheasants close up, as in 8, 10, 12 metre, a little fast steel ball then might not be the best option, but a 12mm lead with a whack would be, and it's down. So you've got to use a bit of common sense, and this is why I steer off which is the best hunting ammo and which is this, because there is no best. You've got a best for a certain scenario. You have to put it in what scenario you're shooting in. That's why people often argue between 8mm, 7.5, 8mm steels or 10, 12mm leads. I shoot a 9.5 steel. I'm right in the middle. So with a 9.5 steel, you get that long range factor because it's a light ammo, but it's also heavier than the 7 and 8mm for close range. So in my opinion, 9.5 steel is the best because it's the best all-rounder. I'm not saying it's the best close-range hunting ammo, or I'm not saying it's the best long-range hunting ammo, but it is the best all-rounder because it's in the middle. Well, that's my opinion anyway. That's my opinion. All right, we'll have a look for these comments. Bear with me. Jeez, so many comments come in. I ramble on for too much in one question, and then I have 10 questions from it. Right then. Oh, here we go. Zach Canavan says, "Hi John, how you doing?" Big Baz, laugh out loud. I'm so sorry. I thought it was a spider or something there then. Tasker, if you're ever out on a river or lake and you find a nice spot that you would like to pre-bait, hang a rabbit or dead chicken in the trees. Plenty of maggots going in there. I remember seeing that back in the day down my way, down in the Midlands. M. Muzzy, I'm from South Africa and I received my order 6 months and ad already. Is it Royal Mail or is it just to South Africa? If you got an order from South Africa, buddy, let me know. We have all tracking numbers for everything. South Africa. With what's going on in the world as well, you don't know what's happening. But any issues, get in touch and we will sort it out instantly for you. Shooter Roberts. Oh, bear with me. Shooter Roberts says, big up Farabang Gold. Still doing what it done a decade ago. Tell me another elastic that was hunting and winning titles a decade ago that's still doing it now. Go on, tell me one. Because there isn't. There isn't. So the Farabang Gold haters. Woo! Oh, it's good fun, isn't it? The banter. Zach Canavan, still using Faraband on my forks. Caught myself a pigeon 2 days in a row. There you go. But it's crap, you know. You can't kill nothing with it. Film it, everybody's going. We might have to film this fishing video. Pat Mitch said, my own catty after watching your vid, John. Got one of your bands, and it's the best way to pass time by the river for a few tiddies and a smoke. You know, Pat Mitch, you know that, buddy. I use GZK bands and free 8-inch steel. Free 8-inch steel is a 9.5 what I use, and I'm currently on GZK myself. You know, there is bands to try. There is plenty of bands to try. Everybody's saying film it. I think we're going to have to film this video, Tasky. You still there? I have to get the tripods out. Pickle fork sucks. Yep. Brilliant idea, Mike. Bob Doubleina says, love a bit of roach fishing. I like a bit of all types of fishing, to be fair. I think my art is with carp fishing, because there's something about catching a big gnarly old carp, you know, one of the biggest ones in the lake, which only comes out once every couple of years, and you know, the big girl, I like that, and I like to camp and spend days doing it. But I also like my cat fishing. I also like my float fishing. I'll happily go out and spend all day fishing for perch or targeting something else. I like my sea fishing as well, as you've probably seen. I do like all types of fishing, but hand on heart, I do think carp fishing is the one. But you know, I won't turn my nose up at any fishing. I like a bit of everything. Jackie Puppet says, what temperature do you bait your naturals at? I haven't baked a natural for ages. What I used to do with the ash and the willow type forks is when you strip them and work them, they're not quite like, there's no grain or nothing, where if you bake them for like 10 or 15 minutes on a low heat, probably 120, 130 on UK temperature in our ovens, the rings in the wood tend to darken up, so you get like a grain come through. It also helps dry them out as well. Shooter Roberts, have you seen how well the lad is doing on Slingshot Hunting channel? Shooter Roberts, you're his dad. You're advertising him. But no, check out Slingshot Hunting channel. He's only a young guy. I don't think you live too far from me. Probably, I don't know, 15, 20 miles, I guess. I don't know, not too far away. It's in some good shots, shoots Gamekeeper Catapult, doing some hunting. So when you've watched this, or if you don't watch it, go on, check out Slingshot Hunting channel. Give him a subscribe. He's a great lad, and I'm sure he's going to get big in the game at some point, especially if he carries on. You got to come to the Catapult shoots now, Slingshot Hunting channel, and come and show us what you got. That's what you got to do. Chris Foster says, I got out on the mooch tonight, but nothing about. Good to get out with your PPMG Plus. I'm going to get out myself tonight, I think, because it's firework night. So I'm either thinking that it's going to be scaring all the pigeons, you know, all like the rural wood pigeons, not ferals, all the ones that are in the estates that you see, because there's fires everywhere and fireworks. I think they're all going to push into the lane, and I live in the lane, so I think all the towny pigeons will be all in the dark lane. So that's my thinking. So I'm going to have a walk around there in a bit. Could work the opposite. It could scare them all miles out into the country and we won't see a thing. But I'm going to go and have an hour in a bit. I might even grab myself a beer in a bit, to be fair. I might grab a couple, get on my push bike and go and have a blast round. And have an hour. Bazinga subbed, thank you. What can you kill with 8mm steel? Reese said we've just been for that. Parker Lewis, I love fishing, don't we all? How you doing, John? What do you think of Celtic Catty's white band .80? Never used it, buddy, so I couldn't say, but I've had a lot of products from Celtic Catties in the past. He's a good guy, he does good products. I'd like to try it. .80 is a bit thick for me, though. That suits a bigger ammo better, in my opinion. .62 to .66 is about the thickness of the bands that I shoot, but I only shoot, 9.5 steel, so, Mike Atasta, check out Carp Tube UK. Right, guys, our fishing channel, you'll see some stuff on there. One word, Carp, CARP, TUBE UK, Carp Tube UK. Get over, hit that subscribe button. You'll see me catching some bangers on there. Bob Doubleina says I had a £3.5 one last year. What a fight. Was that a roach or a perch? Sorry, Bob. That's a good fish either way. Fork Shooter, good evening. Fork Shooter TB says, good evening from the US. Still got my multiplex PPMG. When you're looking to come out with the clip attachment, there's no time scale on it, but believe me, as soon as it's out, everybody on Facebook and YouTube will know, because I'll be pushing it in everybody's nose. Reece Stevenson, I'm shooting pigeons. Good. I hope to see the return of Warden. The old Warden catapult. Well, there's a few old schools we've done. So if you notice, we brought the original Milbro back out the way we do it, called the Chunky Milbro. It's chunkier. There's the Deadshot. You remember the old Deadshot metal one? Now we've got the Deadshot Hunter. So the Warden could be another one. I like the classic designs. It's like, to me, like, it's the history of them. It's the old designs. It's, if you look back on some of my earlier videos, go back 5, 6, 7 years, you will see what's it called, my vintage Slingshot collection, and I had every vintage one from the 30s, 40s, 50s. I bet a lot of people didn't know, but we had the wooden Milbro, the 2 models of Milbro. We had all the American ones, the Wardens, the Deadshots, the Tommy Slighters, the Deer Tinker Kills, every one. We used to have the lot, it's good. Go and check them out. And I am honestly thinking about redesigning and revamping every one and having a modern day vintage Slingshot range. But you can think what you want. Does it happen or not? Who knows? Shooter Roberts says, why are the dimps on the PPMG deeper than the PPMG Plus? And can they be done the same? They can all be done the same, yeah. What it is, the PPMG was the first one. It was deeper. Now we realise when I think you mean the aiming dimps. With the shallower dimps, yeah, and the smaller dimps, when you pull your band back and look through, the aiming reference is a tiny little gap. Now with the big dimps, you had a bigger gap. So basically, the shallower, smaller dimps are making your reference point smaller. Basically, meaning you got a smaller thing to put on the target, which should in turn make your accuracy better. That is the only reason, but they can be done anyway. Wigan from Wigan says, what's your active length? Don't start. I mean, band length. Well, it depends. Depends how far I pull it. Active length. It varies with bands. When I'm shooting Ferroband Gold, I have it around 14 centimetre. That's pretty much what I have it. With GZK, I have my GZK at about 15.5 to 16, because it doesn't tend to stretch as much as the Ferroband, so it does depend what band. So yeah, that's where I'm at with that. Scottish Titan says I like 8mm lead for anything. It moves fast and hits well because it's soft and flies flat. I'll have to agree with you there. I can't not agree. The only reason that I wouldn't use 8mm lead for everything, excuse me, is because the 9.5 steel are cheap. I can get, I've got 10,000 under my desk now below me. You can't really order 10,000 8mm lead balls for the same price. And when I'm target shooting or trying trick shots, I ain't going to lie to you, some of the trick shots I try could take 100, 200 shots till you pull it off. That's why it's a trick shot. You don't do them every time. So I need to have something like what I can just order without any hassle and have it in. If I could order 8mm leads for the same price as my 9.5 steels, I'll probably shoot them because they're pretty much the same weight, but they're smaller, so they'll penetrate more. And I've still got the whack factor because of the weight. It's just, there's no way I could be casting or making my own lead shot every time I went out, and that is the only reason probably why I wouldn't shoot them. Alright then, bear with me. Well, I've lost all your comments. Sorry. What do you think of 8.7mm steel? Well, you're getting too close to 9.5mm steel now, so it's like, it's there's not much in them. What's your personal best band? Alegerendo Roman Sanchez says, I've been for this every live stream, so we'll keep it simple. If I was out and out target shooting, I wanted accuracy and performance, definitely Ferroband Gold. Definitely. If I'm in the winter months, Ferroband Gold. Now it's colder. This is the GZK Green Anti-Cold, which we stock. I might be out of stock at the moment, but we do stock it. If I'm hunting in the winter months, hence why it's on my Catapult, because it gives a whack. But if I didn't hunt, it'll be Ferroband all the time, and if I do hunt, it'll be Ferroband all the time, apart from winter where I'm on GZK, and that's where I'm at. It's just I shoot so much better with Ferroband. I can't shoot anything as good as I shoot Ferroband. It's how simple it is to pull back. It's the way it reacts when you let go. Some bands are a bit stiff and they'll flump up or they'll bobble. Ferroband's like so smooth. If you shot a lot and done a lot of tournaments and done a lot of precision shooting on paper, you would understand, but it's quite advanced. But Ferroband for me personally, it might not be for everybody, but for me personally, it's I can't shoot anything close to as good. How much time are we on? We're on 47 minutes. We're good for an hour again. Can't go no more than an hour. Can't go no 1 sec. Just tidy this stuff up. An hour is where we're at. 1 sec. Bear with me, old people. Brian Correa says, can I buy your bands in bulk? You certainly can, sir. Bigger from Wigan says, Michael Tasker 3.5 inch. That's a short draw, that. Do you sell to Ferroband Gold? Lawrence Davis, check out our website, buddy. Ty Vatin, just got my PPMG Plus in bronze, 119, love it, thanks. Muzzy, ever tried slingshot fishing, or is it sling fishing or slingshot fishing? It's totally illegal over here, buddy. As much as I'd like to try it, I wouldn't anyway, because I like fishing and I'm a catch and release guy. I look after the fish and put them back. Unless I eat them, then that's a different thing. Brian Correa, yes, we'll do band sets. We'll do anything in bulk. Film the fishing, says saw them, shoot them from California. I think we're going to have to film it. Right, we've got 12 minutes left on this live stream, then I'm going to have to adios amigos and leave you. Shooter Roberts, need to get on the tope this summer, nice shark. I know when I seen you come to mind, didn't you, Shooter Roberts, to pick them bands up, and I seen you at Tia Prince in Rill. I know you've been on the tope. We will have to meet up and get on the tope. That's the one species that I really want to catch. I've had me dab or whatever it is. I've had me conger eel. I've had me bullus, I've had me smooth hound, I've had me bass. Obviously dogfish and all them come as standard. The one thing that I really, really want is a tope, and then I've sort of ticked every species off. So if you can hit me up with some tope fishing, I'll sort you out and we'll get it done. And it helps that you're only down the road as well. But yeah, I'd love to get a tope. Wouldn't know what type of gear I'd need or anything like, the tope. I know they're like sharks this big, aren't they? So I'd love to get on that. We'll have to sort it in the summer, 100%, buddy. Maybe have a few shots with a catapult and that with it, and maybe tie it up in a video or something, see if we can get one. Warren de Humber, hello from Germany. My mate killed a goose with Ferroban Gold and 11mm steel slug. See, Ferroban Gold, the goose, that's a big animal. But Ferroban Gold won't kill nothing if you listen to the antis. Algerino Roman Sanchez, I love your vids. Michael Tasker says we shall film it. I have a plan, CarpTubes UK, that's my channel. My eBay app is going mad, so I have to keep cutting it off. Algerino Roman Sanchez, you're the best hunter out there, thank you. You should see the slingshots in Mexican, I'd like to see them. Jordan Sweet says, hi John, I'm a pest controller and after a pocket catapult just for opportunist hunting, ferals, squirrels and corvids. What would you recommend? The catapult personally has nothing to do with what you kill, it's more down to the band. So anything with a 30-20 ferro band or a 25 to 20 GZK on will do exactly the job with a 9.5 steel. Then you just have to pick what design you would like to suit the way that you hold the catapult. Roach, Bob Delina, thank you. Carpy Chris, how do? I'm good, cheers buddy. Carpy Chris, that sounds a good channel. I'm trying to look at your profile picture now, and that, your profile picture I'm looking at is about that big. And I can see the carp you're holding, that looks a good one. Probably, can I give you a sub here? No, I can delete you, but I can't sub you. I'll probably come back and sub you in a bit, Carpy Chris. Anything to do with carp fishing I like. Shooter Robert says, good luck there, bud. Thanks, everything and good service and advice. There is point. I'm taking him to the shows. There is a lot of jealousy in the shows, same as the Lurch shows. There is jealousy in everything, I think. Shooter Roberts, I think there is. I've been there from the start and done it all and won everything as many times as it could possibly be, and you still get it. And I don't know. Yeah, the shows are brilliant, but I ain't getting into there's a dark side to them as well. So you just have to go and have a look. Gwyn Jones has just brought an Ali PPMG and your Ferroban hunting bands. Magic. Thanks for all your videos and live chats. Stay safe. Thank you very much. Do you do lots of shooting during the winter season? What the experience has been like with your slingshot bands? Adam VVS. If I hunt with my catapult, 95% of it, if not more, is done over the back end of autumn and through the winter. It's just the time. It's when, well, obviously it's when duck season and pheasant season and seasons here. It's when the rabbits are at the biggest. They're not having young. It's just hunting season. That's when you do it. Dale Bill Star, my uncle Dale Bill. Hey, how you doing, matey? Yes, Mr. Webb. How much for your shotgun bag on your wall? It's not a shotgun bag. It's got my carp setups in. you get me raided, you will. Looks like a shotgun bag though, doesn't it? No, I can assure you the carp fishing bags. Do you have an oak slingshot? I can't pronounce your name. I don't know where you're from. Niamadiba. Yeah, we'll leave that there. Do I have... No, because oak is a board cut and oak will split, like, unless it's got a core or it's been laminated or something like that. Lawson Richard said, if you remake a retro Warden, John, I would be your first customer. We might have to do it. I'll put a load of slingshots in my loft with all my trophies. As I said, I used to have all my trophies down that wall and across there. I'll put them all in the loft. And I'll put a lot of my vintage slingshots in the loft. So I have got I know I had a Warden. I don't know where it is, but I've definitely got one. So I might have to get that out, bust a new template off it, revamp it, put some nice finger pads in, some nice aiming things, and we go again. Biggin from Wigan, I saw your horseshoe U-sling. Is you hard to work with? Because I wouldn't mind having a go at making a sling with you one day. The grain is beautiful. It's not exactly hard to work with. The thing with you, it's a hard tree to find a fork on full stop anyway. It's semi-protecting, so you need to make sure the base of the tree is a certain size, or do what I do and look for the yew trees on the floor which are already down and take them because they're already down anyway. And yew wood is very resinous, which means it's got like a sticky middle and resin, so if it's not dried out properly, I mean left like in a cool warm place for a month or two, depending on the thickness of the fork, whether if it's that thick you'd probably get away with it after a month. If you're looking at a chunky fork you want to carve, you're looking at a few months. As long as it's dried out properly, you won't have any issues. But yew is prone to splitting. It's prone to splitting. Like, I cut yew forks, seal the ends to stop them splitting, dry them exactly how I should do, and you know, I still have them split. I still have them, but I can't stress enough how much you need to leave yew season, harden up and dry on its own, because you cannot rush yew. There's some forks that you can speed dry. You can put them on the radiator and proper sizzle them. You can put them in the microwave, the oven, and they'll be all right. Yew, there is no cutting corners with yew. It's you know, it takes time basically. Too many comments. Andre Lima from Brazil. Timothy Gates, I'm new to your channel. Thank you for sharing your skills. You're most certainly welcome, sir. Do smaller band widths hinder in performance with larger fork widths? That's out for debate. I could get into it now, but it would be... Yeah, I'm not getting into it now because that's going to be 5-10 minutes of explaining, but yes and no. Adam VVS. From Russia. Goody Go, I am back. Widsby Island, Washington, USA. How are you doing from Washington? Next comment, something from Russia. Sian Cullen, love from Ireland. We got people all over the world following us tonight. Isn't it good? John, great video. Seen that steel ball shot a while ago. Smashing. Thank you. Michael Taskell says, Dale. He's after your sausage, Dale. Ignore him. Andre Lima from Brazil. Advanced graphics, always engaging. Thank you, so you're most certainly welcome. Getting an albatross for Christmas. Can't wait to get it and use it. JWP Fishing. There's another fishing channel I might need to check out. So I'll have to go back for this video and give you all a sub, because anything fishing, I'm in. So I've been guilty of it myself. Shooter Roberts. Has it been in the family long time, mate? I'm 40, been hunting, fishing, shooting since about 9. Remember the old heads? You the same, salmon run soon. I wouldn't say so much. Well, yeah. Well, I remember, like, fishing goes back to probably both my granddads and probably before them. Both my granddads fished. My dad fished. I know my one granddad shot catapults. My dad shot catapults. So it's definitely going back, you know, catapult shooting and fishing. It's just what I do. I like it. It's Jay, yeah, that's what I do. Sorry, yeah, it's been gone back a while. It's probably gone back more than I can remember. It's like sort of almost like tradition. We all do it. JWP Fishing says, how do you get your permissions? Don't get caught, and you can have any permission you want. Sykes. No, that's the wrong advice. If anybody's listening, make sure you go to the landowner. Make sure you ask them. The thing is, with a catapult, some people will turn the nose up at a catapult, but sometimes you can get more permission from using a catapult. Obviously, an example, we used to do it on some horse fields. They would not let anybody on with a gun because it would spook the horses. But with a catapult, they'd let us on and take the rabbits, provided we was like at least 20 metres away from the horses when we shot. And there'd be no noise, no spooking, nothing. Where if somebody was there with a rifle, crack, boom, or whatever, the horses would spook and that. So, like, you can get it, but a lot of people will turn the nose up at catapults. But this is like where we are in the catapult world now. you can actually, catapults are getting known now as more of a sport and a proper hunting tool, and they're getting there. They're getting there. How can we chat besides YouTube? Archie Style says. How do you want to chat, pal? Alfie Gaskin says. So you think a bronze PPMG is too heavy? Do you think? I've said, and I've been honest for years. I got them commissioned and licensed under my name to sell from Pro Shot Catapult under brass and bronze. And since the very first day they come out, I've always said the aluminium is the best weight. The bronze is heavy and the brass is heavy. Are they too heavy? Depends. It goes down to how strong you are, doesn't it? For my personal use, they're too heavy for me to carry around and stuff. Yes, the aluminium is the best material out the metal products by a mile. But some people prefer the heavy ones because of the recoil. So when you let go of the band, the lighter catapults will move. The heavy ones sort of hold the ground, if you know what I mean. So there is a place for them. But my opinion, I've always said the bronze and the brass are a bit on the heavy side. Chris Foster says, where can I get Slingshot World magazine? Without trying to sound arrogant, slingshotworldmagazine.co.uk, that's where it's sold. A friend of mine, Adam Rayner. Flatcap UK, I've got hands like JCB buckets. The cat's eye boy always seem a bit small. Can you suggest a fork that will fit my hand? Email us on orders for Gamekeeper Catapults at orders for Gamekeeper Catapults at gmail.com. Tell us how big your hands are, we'll make you something for the same price of all of our others. It's not a bother. Somebody's right. Why am I being ignored? Somebody's saying I can't understand. I can understand the emojis, and I can't understand the name or anything else. I can't understand some of the saying. We've got a lot of people from different parts of it, and I can't understand a lot about it. Right, the guy who's saying I'm ignoring him. If anybody's live, look at the last 3 comments. One says RPNBEPARRRONRPOB. I can't understand that. COPN, Coppen? I'm not ignoring you, I just simply can't understand you, dude. There's no ignoring here. No ignoring at all. Write it in English and I'll understand you, buddy. And that's not meant in any nasty or malice way. I just simply can't understand your writing. White Feather Slinger, yo, how you doing, buddy? Hope you're alright. Hope's good. A good cut, mate. Irish style, you know it. You know it. Ben Chilton, best lead size for hunting. Each to their own, depends what you're doing. Oh, I'm stressed, boys. I've been sat here for an hour. Well, over an hour looking at that. We have another 5 minutes and I'm going to wrap it up. So I'm going to have a little mooch around the lane. Is there a chart that shows band to ammo suggestions? There has been charts put out there, Port Stour Bear, but the thing is, there's like 50 different brands of elastic, and each brand has 10 different thicknesses. So how do you do a chart for that? You can't do a chart. It's, you got more chance of winning the lottery than finding the answer to your chart. There's just too much out there. Rub says, a slingshot made from aluminium is better than wood. Thank you. If that's what you think, sir, everybody prefers. Master Blob, Gamekeeper John, I've been a long time subscriber. Thank you for your videos. Keep up the good work. 2 questions. Have you ever tried hitting a fish with a catapult? Nope. Do you know Nick Gurr? No, even though he lives near me. Sorry, buddy. Didn't mean to be short and rude, but no and no is the answer. Bob Develina, do you speak Welsh? I know one thing in Welsh, and that's the one thing I learned. It was pen pidden. That means head. Yeah. I was told that when I come up here, so if anybody's giving me any crap, say pen pidden. Dickhead. Can't understand these comments again. There's somebody saying I'm ignoring him, but have a look. I can't understand that. I can't understand any of that at all. Dia tiara book or mat. Could you get... Right, we're going to have to end it in a minute. Shoot Roberts, can you kill personally with gold in winter? The lad is still popping away on 35. Yeah, you can still go. You killed all last winter of it. It's I ain't gonna lie to you, in the colder months of GZK is a better ban for hunting in the colder months, hence why I switched to it. But you can clearly still, well, easily still kill with Ferroban Gold. The thing is, when a lot of people shoot, when switch from Ferroban to GZK, a lot of people's accuracy goes. Hence why when I go back to the comps, I switch back to my Ferroban, because I just can't mess with it. At the end of the day, if you want to kill and hunt, you want the thing that you hit most with. So what I can say is let him try. I've got, if you want to come and grab some, I've got some band sets here. Your lad can try. You can have them free of charge to try. Just get in touch. But I always go back to Ferroban. Do you sell GZK band sets? Jason W says yes, but we're out of stock at the moment. We're waiting for an order to come in. Can you kill a rabbit with 8mm steel? Ask Chris Garaffin from Catapult Carnage. He's killed hundreds of them with it, all on video on his channel. He's the man for 8mm steel. Not my cup of tea. I prefer something a bit bigger, but you cannot ignore the fact that that guy is killing everything clean, not just killing it clean with 8mm steel. So there you go, the proof's in the pudding. Yup geezer. Yes, Peck, hope you're doing good, white feather slinger. Well, I'm gonna have to love you and leave you. Gonna have to love you and leave you. Archie Styles just brought one of your catapults. Thank you, Archie. We've gone well over an hour. Oh, backache from in this chair. I'm gonna end this one here, and we'll do another live one soon. The live ones are going good, aren't they? Every time, you know. I looked at the last few live videos. They're all getting like well over a couple of thousand views each within the first week. It's not all about the views; it's about helping people. But all the, like with the live videos, you know, people ask questions for the people, and we answer them as they are. So I do think, even though the live streams are a bit shit quality, and you know, there's a lot of fumbling and a lot of me at the screen going, you know, I think we get through a lot, and I think we help people. I think every live stream generally does help people. So don't forget to subscribe. Cheers, Tasker, mate. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like, write, comment, and all that. I'm gonna have a little mooch. Maybe put some. I might maybe post a picture on here later on my Facebook page. And I said, oh yeah, one thing, new website. Behind the scenes, been launching the new website. Well, not launching, designing and doing it with my website, man. For the last month or two, should be ready to launch this weekend. Loads of new stuff, loads of new categories, a much more updated pictures and everything, and we got free worldwide shipping on every item. It'll within the next 3 or 4 days it'll be live and it'll be publicly out. So yeah, I'm gonna go, boys and girls, ladies, gentlemen, and I'll see you all in the next one. Happy days. Catch you soon.